Warning, the following which you are about to witness is completely real footage of the live reaction of two draft prospects, Chris Olave and Drake London, upon learning that they are draft prospects of the Washington Commanders. Watch at your own risk.
I'm gonna kill myself! I'm going to kill myself, and it's your fault!
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, the #1 Vikings fan extraordinaire, Adam Boyer. Not going to take too much time with an introduction today. We're just going to be getting right down to a very quick video, and we are going to be discussing if the Washington Commanders should draft Drake London or Chris Olave in this year's 2022 NFL Draft. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoy and like the video, but I'll tell you all that at the end in the end card. So yeah, that's about it. Let's get into it. So, we're going to look at the stats, first of all, for these two players. Chris Olave, we're going to look at the last 2 years for both receivers, keep the most relevant years. 2020, he had 50 receptions for 729 yards and 7 touchdowns in just 7 games played. Pretty steady development. In 2021, he grew a lot. That was his senior year, and he had 65 receptions for 936 yards and 13 touchdowns. He was a dynamic red zone threat. And so, yeah, he was a centerpiece of his offense, and my opinion on him is that, I don't know, because he's more of, we've seen steady production from him in his college career, whereas, as we'll get to Drake London in a minute, he's kind of, more volatile might be the word. He's kind of skyrocketed up there in 1 year. But yeah, we've seen steady, consistent play from Olave, progressively getting better, and that's what you want on the NFL level. I have written down here that if he's can stay healthy and have the steady play, he could possibly be a #1 wide receiver, and then he'll definitely be a very good wide receiver too. Moving on to Drake London, in 2020, he had 33 receptions for 502 yards and 3 touchdowns in just 6 games played. 2021, he was stayed out. I believe I saw he had a viral illness, and so he wasn't able to play the full season, but he had 88 receptions for 1,084 yards and 7 touchdowns. So, I mean, he was on pace to put up big numbers in 2021. Here's my hesitation with London. He has struggled to stay healthy, and and 2021 was his one breakout year. He's only played 3 years in college, whereas Chris Olave has played 4, so we got more, tape and more to learn about him. London has not played that. He's only played 3 years, and in 2021, he did break out, and he did get the illness. He probably would have had an even bigger year, but that was like his one big year in college. And I understand a lot of guys get drafted on the basis of just having one really good year in college. Down to combine stats, he did participate in the combine, kinda, just not in most stuff. He ran 40 time is 4.5 seconds. That's estimated. He had an ankle injury, and that's why his 40 time is not official. It's an estimated 4.5 seconds, which is quite a bit slower than Chris Olave's 4.39 posted at the combine. Again, that is estimated though. As far as arm length goes, he has 33-inch arms. Chris Olave has 31 inches and 1/8 of an inch. As far as physically, he's got the height and weight on Olave, and it's not even close. 4 inches taller than Olave at 6'4", 219 pounds compared to Olave's 187 pounds. And then looking at hand size, they're almost identical. He has, I believe, 1/8 of an inch difference. So as far as hand size, not really concerned there between either guy. Another downside a little bit to London's plays, although he'd be an awesome complement to Terry McLaurin physically, because he's the big body, jump ball, go up and get it type of guy that Washington's needed for so long, and that Cam Sims he's trying to become, but we don't know if he's really going to be able to become. That's kind of the guy we could use as a complement to McLaurin. The problem is his health. We did talk about the viral illness, which I'm not going to hold that against him, but he had the ankle injury. He's just struggled to stay healthy throughout his college career. Whereas Olave, as I said, he stayed pretty healthy. He's had very steady play. And again, London did only have that one breakout year in 2021, although it was a massive year and would have been even bigger if he had stayed healthy. So, again, Olave, I think we know what we're going to get. He's going to be a really good #2, more than likely, and possibly a #1 wide receiver. Drake London, he's a little bit of a more boom or bust. I'm not going to say boom or bust per se like Jameson Williams, so to speak, but he's less sure of a pick than Olave, but he has a massive upside, and I think even higher than that of Olave. And let me say here, if I do end up doing this kind of mini-series thing, which I'm kind of testing today, where I weigh hypothetically if the Commanders were going to draft this guy or this guy, and those are the only two guys, which ones would I want the Commanders to take? That's how we're going to be handling this. And now, so I'm going to tell you, do I think they should take Olave or London? And here's the thing. I think I have to go Olave. I want the massive upside, and I want the physicality, the big strength and height of Drake London. I want that. But I just don't think I can take a guy that had just 1 year, big year in college, and even that was cut short, and he has an ankle injury. He doesn't even have a 40 time officially. Whereas with Olave, we know what we're getting. He can be a really good complement to Terry McLaurin. We don't need a number one wide receiver. We need a good number two. And that's what Olave can become, maybe even a number one. And I'm not saying here. I'm not saying I would hate it if the Commanders took London, especially if we could trade back and still get London. That would be awesome. I would not at all be opposed to that. I'm just saying if we're picking someone at 11, and it's just these two guys that we're going to take, and if it has to come down to one or the other, I think I'd take Olave. And that right there is my analysis. I can tell from the video you were just watching that you are a very wise individual because you are watching a video from that incredible Washington Commanders and NFL content creator, the Vikings fan. You should really subscribe to him. Really consider it. Think long and hard about it. He just loves it when people do that. And you know what he loves even more? Clicking on other videos and playlists that are appearing around me, ironically.